Hello folks, Bronco Bob here with Texas Best Used Motorcycles right here in Mansfield, Texas. I'm here today to show you a pretty much vintage motorcycle. It's a 1992 Harley-Davidson 1200 Sportster. And this was back in the early days where a 5-speed transmission and a belt drive was a big deal. Now it's commonplace. This one has the peanut tank, and it says 5-speed. It's got an upgraded Kuryakin hypercharger air cleaner. The front tire is in good condition. It's certainly not new, but it'll pass inspection. It's got a nice set of drag pipes, some custom chrome forward controls. The back tire's in good shape. It's got a pillow top seat. The tachometer does not function. This is one of our as-is Scratch&Dent Mechanic Special motorcycles. So basically we're not going to wash it, we're not going to change oil, we're not doing anything to the bike. But I will tell you what it needs so you can get it going. And I'll start it up and let you hear it run. But I'm talking about the good stuff now. It's got some nice chrome switch housings and controls. Chrome switch housing, switches here, nice chrome mirrors. The speedometer shows 1,500 miles, and I know that can't be right, but I'm going to say the speedometer's been replaced. The tachometer does not work. And starting on the left side of the bike, there's a dent right here in the tank. You can see on the motor most of the paint has faded away. It used to be black and aluminum. This aluminum side cover is spotted. It needs to be sanded and polished real nice. You can take aluminum and do a lot with it. It does have some nice O-ring pegs and some nice forward controls. The front fender's in good shape. It's got a little chrome tip on it. It's got a fork bag. The lowers need to be polished. And up here on the front there's an oil leak. You can see right here where the push rod tube is. Right at the base of the push rod tube, it's leaking oil. It's not dripping on the ground, but eventually it will. It also has an intake leak, and that's basically the two gaskets where the carburetor goes to the intake, where the valves are on the heads. Where that intake seal is, there's two rubber seals, and I'm gonna bet you $1 to a donut that one of them's cracked. Because when you ride the bike, it's popping and spitting like it's lean. And I bet if you sprayed some carb cleaner when it's idling, the idle would increase, which tells you it's got a leak. So you basically need to replace those two gaskets that are on the back side of the carburetor. Pretty common thing. This rear master cylinder looks to be new. It might have been part of the forward control setup. But let's start it up. It does have some corrosion on the aluminum rocker covers. And again, if you wanted to take the time to pull the cam cover off, the derby cover, these rocker covers, if you'll sand them with some 600 grit and put some polish to them, you'll be amazed. You can make aluminum actually look like chrome. Just needs some love. The front fork seals are wet. The fork tubes are wet rather, which indicates that the fork seals are starting to leak. So basically some fork seals, some polishing, replace the gasket down here at the base of the push rod tube, replace the intake seals where it won't pop and spit, and you'll have you a pretty good little motorcycle. Somebody's put some new, I believe they're called silicone plug wires. I always love how these Sportsters sound with the drag pipes. There's no smoking or anything. You can hear it pop when you give it the gas, and when you start it cold, you can tell the plugs need to be cleaned. I would put new plugs and replace the intake seals and just take it out and ride it. I call that an Italian tune-up. Put some fresh gas in it and ride it. The bike needs a little bit of love. It's certainly a good bike. It's certainly got a lot of miles left on it. So if you have any questions, give us a call. And again, we're not going to wash it. We're not going to change the oil. What you see is what you get. You can get on the bike right now and ride it, but it's going to cough and spit when you give it gas. And that's because it's getting too much air and not enough fuel. So you got to seal up the air leaks so the fuel mixture will be right. Might even want to rejet it a little bit for these drag pipes. We'll get a little walk around the bike here. Looks like the right side running light is out, so it's probably going to need a bulb. And as I mentioned, the tachometer is not working. And that blinker is not blinking, so it probably needs a bulb. But thanks for looking. Thanks for your time. This is Bronco Bob wishing you happy trails.